Field of 68 After Dark.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Field of 68 After Dark, presented by BetMGM, alongside Marquette star guard Jerel McNeal, UNC great John Henson, and the new executive director of the Collegiate Officiating Consortium, Terry Oglesby. Wait a second. My bad. That's Terry Oglesby. This is Terrence Oglesby. I'm Sam Ravech. So great to be with you guys for the first time this year. Grateful to have college hoops back in our lives as well. How we feeling on this Thursday night, gentlemen?
Fantastic. Fantastic.
There we go.
Hey,
There
and by
we
the
go.
way, I saw where Hummel got confused for a referee by one of the players that he was calling a game for. So it's not just me.
That's a little different.
It's
That's
not
a little
just me.
different. I didn't know that you officiated a Final Four, but we learn something new every day. Any reactions or, I guess, declarative statements that we can make so far in this season, I think, are probably considered premature, 4 days into the season. And I hate to start the show on a dour note or a down note, but maybe we can turn it into a positive. But the missed opportunities that this sport had this week. Now, look, there's some great matchups coming up this weekend. We'll get into those in a preview segment. But, tonight being a great example, and we'll talk about some of the games. You got 4 teams ranked in action. Jackson State head up to Louisville, North Florida up in Gainesville playing the Gators, Grambling on the road at Iowa State, Merrimack at Auburn. And no knock on those teams. None of them rank higher than 265 over at KenPom. And I understand why teams are hesitant, to play some of these tough non-conference games early in the season. But, I'll open up the floor to you guys. How can we make this opening week of college basketball more of a spectacle for the fans who have waited and since April to see competitive games? T.O., start with you.
I think you change how you view the NCAA tournament entrance. That's what it comes down to for me, because as we've said for years now, especially since the net's been implemented, it's the fact that your cake is baked for not only you, but your entire conference by the time January comes around. So, I'm not going to schedule a big game in game one. It makes no sense. I have no upside. If you win it, great. If you lose it, it not only hurts you, it hurts the league. So if I'm going to play a big non-conference opponent, I want at least 2 games to stretch my hamstrings out, for God's sake. Unless you're playing a pseudo home game at Duke and Charlotte. So that's kind of where if you can figure it out, you have to play these off campus, because then you're not penalized quite as much for playing these games. So for me, the net should have been burned years ago. But at the same time, if those are the rules we're going to play by, you have to adjust accordingly. And our coaches have, because you see these KenPom rankings. What'd you say, 264 and below? Is that what you said,
sir.
Sam? You have to beat the ever-loving piss out of these teams, because if you don't, it looks bad in the net. So what do? You don't schedule guys in the mid-100s, because those are the guys that can fool around and keep it within 10. You got to beat these guys and beat the brakes off of these teams, 275 and down. And not only that, those teams 275 and down, they know who they are. They're expensive games. So these are the things that I guess make college mediocre at this point. That's just kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a shift. I think we talked about it, 3-4 years ago, right? These teams were playing these big-time games. Oh, we love it. And then all of a sudden they get penalized. The league's weak. And so, like T.O. said, you're seeing these teams play these and beat about 40 and 50. It's not really exciting. I can't remember. This weekend's going to be fun. But I can't remember the first 3 or 4 days of college basketball in a long time where wasn't really much to see. So I echo what T.O. said. The net is something that's kind of messing up the game, and the schools have adjusted. 3-4 years ago, we were seeing these heavyweight matchups. Now teams are easing their way in, and even this weekend, right? You got some big time games like Carolina's hosting Kansas. Those are going to be fun. But T.O. made a great point. They're easing in. They're warming up. Hey, let's see how we look. And let's get a win and by 50 under our belt, so we're feeling good and it looks good for the league, and let's move on.
Jerel, how about moving the Champions Classic back up to opening day like it was back in 2021 when you had those massive opening night games, right? And you're doing it on a night maybe when there's no NFL games too to compete with.
Yeah, I definitely think that's an option as well, too, kind of moving it back and trying to trying to get the timing with the scheduling as well too. But I also just jumping on that point, I think it's a lot of missed opportunities. I feel like, and this is just me from a pure spectator's point of view, we kind of miss. I feel like the opportunity to schedule those games on these weeknights early on in the year. Because by the time we get into the holidays, once Thanksgiving and Christmas roll around, like football is going to be on almost every day of the week. But specifically, like a Friday night game, is right now it hasn't been a whole lot going on Friday night. You got a little bit of college football, but the games are hit and miss. If we can just get a couple of these matchups on better days and kind of give them a little bit more, a little bit of more focus on them, a little bit more pump, a little bit more marketing and things like that. Because it's always a couple good ones. I felt like I like the BYU and Nova, obviously Texas and Duke, those type of games. Like we have a couple every year, and then obviously we got a couple good ones this weekend as well too. They just don't get the necessarily notoriety that they would. I know we're going to talk about it later. Marquette, Indiana is going to play in Chicago this weekend, but it's at noon on a Sunday.
Right.
The timing of that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, like just you want a packed house, and it's at the United Center here in Chicago, like, which is a great idea, but it needs to make sense.
Tio, I think we're on mute there.
Dude, that's 2 shows in a row. Dagan has cut my mic.
I'm
just going to blame. I'm blaming Dagan. So, hey, so a noon game on Sunday. My only caveat would be that's the only window that you could get anybody to watch because you're not beating the NFL. So, like, that's kind of the problem there. I would venture to say, like, hey guys, if we're going to book these big time games, they need to be on the middle of the first week. Play one on Monday. Get your stuff together, and then Wednesday, Thursday, figure it out. At least if you want eyeballs on the sport. Now I understand there's other people scheduling these games, but at the same time, like nobody's beating the NFL. Football is the giant. It was the giant green monster that just kind of swallows everything, if you will. And I've heard that very recently, so that's why it's in my mind. But like that's the only window you can play, and then even if you're playing games on Saturdays, you're competing with college basketball. So like in my mind, guys, like if you can have a basketball game starting at 6:00 on a Monday, and then take advantage of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's when you need to do it. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. Football is a big deal, and as my early career in media, I see how much these networks, like, you talk to them like, hey, look, we'll figure it out after football, right? Like, and so I think it's just getting, I won't say worse, but I mean, there's football on 7 days a week now. It used to not be like that. So they've got to kind of figure it out. I'm sure college basketball will adjust, but there's football on 7 days a week. And right now, I enjoy watching football. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy watching football. So, trying to find that balance of football and basketball in these windows. I do think midweek games, like to, even tonight, you got the NFL game on, right? Like, so is this a good night to have college basketball? I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday really are the only days that you may get some people to, peek into a big time college basketball game. Other than that, football is, they've got it.
And you're absolutely right too. And not only do they got it, but they've also extended their season. The college football season doesn't end until late January now at the national championship. So the challenges are ever present there. But to kind of cap this, CJ Moore over The Athletic made a great article, and he made the comparison of like the NFL opening the season with most of their teams playing against like opponents from the CFL, or like the NBA opening up against teams against like in the G League. So look, lead with your best foot forward, right, to start the season. You want to start things off with a bang. But just food for thought for the schedulers of this sport as we move forward. But even though it might not have been the best slate tonight, there still were 4 ranked teams in action. 2 of them were from the SEC, so we'll start there. And let's start with the Auburn Tigers there in the jungle back home. escape disaster in overtime. You guys talked about it, T.O., on Tuesday night against Bethune-Cookman. 95-90, I think that game was. Maybe a bit of a head-scratching performance in Stephen Pearl's head coaching debut on the Plains. Tigers left no doubt tonight, 95-57 over Merrimack. 25 points, 14 boards from the UCF transfer, Keyshawn Hall. Still some concerns, though, I think, from beyond the three-point line. This wasn't like the best three-point shooting team last year, but they went 6 for 24 again tonight from long range. Jerel, I'll let you get started here on the Auburn Tigers. Again, a tough opening night. I'm not sure that they answered a ton more questions here tonight, despite the lopsided win.
Yeah, I mean, but it still has to feel a lot better than that opening night game. I'm sure at one point in time the sky kind of felt like it was falling during that game, and it was actually a really good game to watch. It had a little bit of drama there at the end. I was checking it out because I got a couple of my high school kids that actually play on Bethune-Cookman. The two Hetty brothers, one of them had a decent night as well too. I think he scored like 18. But
that roster's good.
It has to
too,
feel
Jerel.
Yeah.
That roster's good. Like Bethune-Cookman. Yeah. Like Ontario Morris is on that roster. And if I remember correctly, he was a McDonald's All-American. And he was in Kansas. Whatever Reggie Thea is doing down there, like my man's getting dudes. Like they're not winning, but they're keeping it close. I got their brakes taken off tonight against Miami. But there's guys
Miami
on that
was
team
like,
that can play.
Yeah. Miami was definitely kind of probably like, look, they said it out. Look, these guys almost went to Auburn and won.
Hey, they was on high alert, John. The Miami was definitely on high alert.
Go when he come in, team like, hey, look, this team good. That's all Miami did today. So, I love Auburn. I love how they look on paper. Pettiford's kind of starting off a little slow. It's kind of weird because he's supposed to be the guy, but Keyshawn Hall's been amazing. I watched the game a little bit today. They were about 30, so I couldn't really get a real feel for them. But I think Auburn is going to be there. They're going to be good. But for me, when I was watching the Bethune game and I see these games, is the message being taken and congested and put out in a way that the players are responding. I think that's the part that I worry about with, Coach Pearl's son, right? Is he getting the players to buy in and do the things that his dad did? Because as we know, Bruce Pearl's an all-timer. He gets shit done. Like he's a good coach. So I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Can he keep that locker room and have them playing at a level and buy into a point to where they're going to play at the highest level and do what they need to do to win at a high level?
I think that's a great point too, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerel.
It's definitely got to be a bit of a different vibe. I know they got some guys back. We know they got a good roster. They got talent.
Yeah.
But with them kind of having a coaching change and not to say that it's going to be night and day. I'm sure it's business as usual. Just from a schematic standpoint, it's not like his son came in and just turned everything upside down and you got to learn a completely new system. It's all a lot of stuff that they were doing, but I'm sure the vibes got to be a little bit different. Those guys that kind of got to find their joy again, that juice that they had when Coach Pearl was leading the charge last year.
I don't feel like they're going to shoot 25% from three all year either. So through the first two games, you want to control your controllables. So I'm looking at the teams they're playing, Bethune-Cookman and Merrimack. They're turning the ball over 13% of the time. I'll take that. In college, at the pace they play and how much they like to force turnovers and how intense they are on defense, I'll take that. Their offensive rebounding damn near 49% of their own misses. I'll take that any day. They're good. They've been good around the rim. So they're controlling their controllables. They're going to hit shots better than 25%. If they don't, somebody's getting overpaid. So I think it's going to end up starting to happen. And keep in mind too, Steve was the defensive coordinator when Bruce was still the head coach. Stephen Pearl was. So he's going to be more inclined to be heavier on that side of the ball. We say all that. They're still they combine for $190 through two games. They're averaging 95 points a game. So there is some offensive talent there, just not shooting the three ball as well as they do. The Bethune-Cookman game, you want to talk about nerves? having your first game as a head coach, and then you have a team that's kind of leaning and relying on you, and then you're at home, and then the other team has legitimate talent like that can create for themselves despite the way Auburn plays. I think it was a recipe that was tough, and they still found a way to win in overtime, and then they woke up against Merrimack. So good on them. And keep in mind, like, Merrimack, not great, no, but let's see if they can get one more win against Wofford, who they play, I think, next Tuesday, and then the big ones after that, Houston, the big ones after that.
Speaking of waking up, Florida woke up a bounce-back win at home over North Florida earlier tonight as well, 104-64. Gators front court probably happy to see anybody other than Koa Pete on the other side of the floor. No shade on the Ospreys of North Florida under first-year head coach Bobby Kennan, but not sure how much Todd Golden can take away from this one. But T.O., thoughts on the Gators' response following the loss to Arizona at home tonight?
They're supposed to beat the brakes off of them. So
Right.
that's first and foremost. But you know what, too, like the efficiency numbers, the shot distribution against a team like that, it has to be pretty solid. But I again, you go back to talking about this Florida team, the front courts, they are what they are. They don't have these big, strong, physical point guard and wings like they had last year. I think this is a team that can make the second weekend. The same level of physicality doesn't apply to this team as last year's national championship team. They're still very good. You can chomp on and do whatever you're going to do, but like, this is a team that's going to compete in the top 5 or 6 of the SEC. But they're going to have some really explosive nights offensively. And when those nights happen, they're going to beat teams like a Kentucky. I'm not predicting they'll beat exactly Kentucky, but you get my drift. Like, they're going to win games that they probably you wouldn't think offhand that they're going to win. And it's going to be like fireworks. It's just that front court is going to keep them in games, and they're offensive rebounding half of their misses. So that's where the physicality comes in. And after losing to Arizona, it's nice to be able to lay the wood a little bit against North Florida, who's right up the road.
And even with the Arizona game, I feel like Bradley and Pete, I mean, they had all-time games. I mean, those dudes had all-time games. So, you can't really take too much into that. I mean, you can, but I mean, those guys played their ass off. So, Xavier Lee shot the ball 17 times. I don't know. I don't know if I love that. He shot the most on the team. And they do have smaller guards. It's a different looking Florida, but their front court, they have the bigs. They're going to offensive rebound. They're going to get extra possessions. They're going to shut down some teams that don't have an inside presence. You're not going to be able to get to the rim. I think this Florida team is primed for a pretty good season. I worry about the physicality, the size on the perimeter, especially those two guards. But I think Florida's primed to be who they are. Obviously, they're not going to maybe the team they were last year, but tonight was a good kind of look at what they can be. And you can't really take much until they have a real test. Their first test wasn't great, but it's the first game. Houston was 3-4 starting off last year, and they ended up running through the competition. So I think Florida's going to be really good, and I'm excited to see Lee in SEC competition. He looked a little smaller out there. I don't know, he looked a little smaller?
I'm with you. I'm with you, Henson. Yeah.
Right? Like, I was kind of looking like I thought he was a little bigger than that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens against the physicality and the size of these SEC guards.
Go ahead, Jerel. Thoughts on Florida?
I mean, guys hit it spot on. I think they'll be fine. Obviously, a different team, and I think what T.O. said kind of spoke to it early, and John kind of jumped on it as well too. It's going to be a different team. They got a little bit spoiled last year with the amount of athleticism and physicality that they also not that they just only had in the front court, but they also had on the perimeter, man. I mean, all you do is got to take a look and see what a guy like Will Richmond this year with Golden State, like, man, they had some dudes, man. Elijah Martin, those type of guys. I think it's gonna be a little bit more offensive oriented on the perimeter this year. They're gonna have guys that can put the ball in the basket and do some things, but it's gonna look a little different on the defensive end. So
Gators get the weekend off. They'll head to Florida State on Tuesday, square off against a much improved Seminoles team under the direction of first-year head coach Luke Laux. That'll be really, really interesting to watch. And look, I know you can't read into exhibitions a ton, but that Florida State team put up 105 against Alabama in an exhibition game and lost by 4. So this could be a really good barometer Tuesday to see how far the Gators have actually come since that loss. Let's step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, we've got a little buy, sell, or hold with some of the top teams in the country right now. Plus, we'll look ahead to this weekend, which has some super, super intriguing matchups, including Kansas UNC, alongside Alabama going up and playing St. John's at MSG, and a lot more. So stick around. We'll be right back.
We all know the Players Era Festival has become the best field in all of college basketball. And you have the opportunity to win a VIP trip to the Players Era Festival in Las Vegas, thanks to our partners over at BetMGM. Here's how it works. Opt into the contest and start placing bets on any sport of at least $10 with plus 100 odds or greater. When you do that, you earn leaderboard points based on the bet's odds and the amount that you wager. The more you bet, the higher the odds, the more points that you earn. The top players in that contest are going to win a prize package that includes tickets to the games, withdrawable funds for travel, a 4-night stay at the luxurious Mandalay Bay here in Las Vegas, and more. For the full list of prizes, look in the description below. Make the tournament legendary with BetMGM. Vegas is calling. You gonna answer? If you're not a member of the Field of 68's On3 community, make sure to go check us out. Get access to all of Jeff Goodman and Rob Doster's written content, including coaching carousel breakdowns, info on who is and isn't entering the transfer portal, insider recruiting information from none other than Joe Tipton, X's and O's analysis of all the teams in college basketball, and access to our message board community. A 7-day trial costs you $1. The Field of 68 On3. Get the scoop.
Are you trying to follow everything happening in college basketball? It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for recruiting news, game analysis, portal updates, and much, much more. For just $50 a year, you get access to the same information that your favorite coaching staff is subscribed to. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help. Make sure you subscribe today.
Welcome back to the Field of 68 After Dark, brought to you by BetMGM. Stock market has been closed for quite a few hours now on Wall Street, but it is open here on After Dark. Let's do a little early season edition of
Bad day
buy,
too, by
sell,
the way. Bad day.
or a terrible day, Henson. I mean, that couldn't close fast enough.
I had to eat a ham sandwich tonight. That's my cash flow.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's do an early season edition of Buy, Sell, or Hold. We'll start with three teams that have all played for a national title within the past 2 years. So this should be really fun to try and sell one of these teams. But Purdue, Houston, and UConn. Go ahead, Henson. Give me a buy, sell, or hold for this group.
All right. Are we doing? We get to pick one, or we got to do all?
You got to sell one of them. One of them's got to get sold.
Okay, so I'm gonna sell.
Oh, so this is like marry and kill, blank marry and kill. Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah,
we're doing the PG version late night, Tio.
All right, yeah, got you.
Speaking of stock market, I'm selling Purdue. They're the top team. They're at the peak value. We got to sell. We got to get off them. I mean, no team since 2009 has went on to win a national championship after being ranked preseason number 1. So history is on my side for this sell. They've got a formidable front line, but Kaufman Wren's hurt. What's going on? Is he going to come back? I don't know. If you have any information on that. Obviously, they have one of the best, if not the best player in the country, in Braden Smith. They're playing a little faster. Cuff is physical. I like how they look. Lawyer scored 30. Lawyer scored 30. So I love this team, and they're going to be really good. But number 1 team in the country preseason. Historically, we're usually wrong on that, and that's the simple answer why I'm selling.
Very good. Thoughts on those? You want to keep them rolling?
Well, I mean, what are you going to buy NVIDIA when it's worth $1 billion? No, you're going to get rid of it when it's at that point.
You're going to get rid of it for sure.
Yeah. So no, I think that's the exact reason you sell it. Not because we don't love Purdue. We love Purdue. Before I start getting tweets like crazy, love Purdue. But ranked number 1. I'm trying to sell high. As far as hold, I think I would hold UConn and I would buy Houston. The reason I'm buying Houston, I just feel like every year, guys, and I could be wrong in this, we don't talk about Houston enough. Is it not sexy enough for us to like put it on front page news on
That's
USA
my
Today?
buy too.
What are we doing? Somebody give Kelvin Sampson his flowers. Like, could you? Well, I'm not going to go into that, but like Houston is just always good. They're always tough. Their formula freaking works, and they're going to beat you up. Not only that, well, they have like 3 kids in the top 15 of the freshman class, in a freshman class that has been fantastic through the first week of the college basketball season. Fantastic. They have those guys too to go along with some of these returning pieces. So I'm buying Houston. I'm holding UConn, not because I don't like Dan Hurley. It just is what it is. If I had to buy one, I'm buying the one we're not talking about enough.
Yeah. Houston's got the formula. I think Houston's got that formula of returning vets, a core, a culture, infused with supreme talent. That has been the formula of the last few years to a team to be really successful. And Houston has done that. They have an identity, no matter the NIL, what's going on. Uzan Sharp, Tugler, Defensive Player of the Year. He hit a 3 last game. I don't know if that's going to be a real thing, but
I thought it was cold. I thought it was cold.
If he is competent enough to, keep his defender honest, that's all you got to do. Keep him honest. It could get ugly down there in Houston. I'm going to tell you that right.
Yeah, I think Kelvin Sampson likes kind of us not really talking about him a ton. They don't seem to mind down there in Houston. They just keep on winning games, although Dan Hurley would like for us to talk about his team a little bit more, which we will a little bit later on our show. Next up, Jerel, I'll come to you here. We're going to go buy, sell, hold, defending SEC champs Auburn, UCLA, and Michigan State. Buy, sell, or hold for these 3 teams.
For this one, I held on Auburn. I mean, it's. I think that's the appropriate thing to do at this stage, especially after the near-death experience we witnessed on opening night. And then I actually bought UCLA. I sold Michigan State. I do think UCLA. There'll be a team that's they're going to be trending up at the right time, I feel like, this year. Mick Cronin has enough talent now, man. He's got enough guys back with some excellent new pieces, specifically a guy like Donovan Dent. And then as well, just with Michigan State, for the most part, they got returning guys. I do think they'll be one of the premier defensive teams in college basketball this year. I'm just not sure if they're going to be able to generate enough points. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to shoot the ball from 3 enough, well enough consistently. And to be honest with you, I don't think they made a ton of moves that are necessarily gonna to put them back in the mix or get them back to where they needed to be. They had a special year last year, and they obviously lost some talent as well too, with guys going to the draft. But so I held on Auburn. Right now we'll let that settle down a little bit and see how things work out. Bought UCLA, sold Michigan State.
I like that. I'm gonna sell UCLA. All because Mick Cronin was snapping after the game.
I saw that. I was going to ask you about that.
I was selling based off Cronin just bashing his guys game 1.
John, he played those mind games. He went off last year, man. And then
I'm selling. Get me out of here.
They run off like 8 in a row.
Yeah, but Donovan Jr. is my dark horse player of the year. So I love what they have in him. But what Cronin literally said, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. So I'm selling those boys. Auburn, I'm going to hold. We'll see what happens. Like, they had the scare. And I'm buying Michigan State strictly off just history. Tom Izzo, he finds a way to figure it out. Fears, Cohen, Carr, those guys are core unit. They've got some guys around them. They've got an opportunity against Arkansas. I'm going to buy right now because I feel like the stock is low on them. Could get a good return on my money.
We haven't even hopped on a cross-country flight yet, and Mick Cronin's all fired up about his team, saying he knew this was going to happen, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna catch me selling Sparty though.
Yeah.
I want the over/under on complaints made by both Mick Cronin and Tom Izzo this year. Like just
in general
line,
about travel.
I like that one, T.O.
And it could be about the team. It could be about G League players coming back. It could be.
I was going to
There's been
say,
a lot of. Hey, man, there's been a lot of millionaires belly aching over the last couple of years.
can
man.
we veer off
Eventually,
though?
like you got to quit complaining, like, and just
How do you
deal
guys
with
feel
the
about the
game
G
that's
League
there.
guys? How do you feel
Huh?
about the G League guys coming? How do you feel about the G League guy? I haven't talked to you guys about.
I'm a little
how do you guys
conflicted
feel
on
about
that. This is a whole.
Yeah.
So this is a whole nother topic, and this is
Yeah.
something we need to talk about. But
Yeah.
like this could get long. So to try to give the cliff notes, the G League guys that have already come back, they're making the necessary funds to like live and eat and all that stuff. They're not getting paid a ton of money. There's this grand misnomer where people are thinking, well, they're getting paid $1 million to play for the G League Ignite. No, there's nothing different from what they're doing with the Ignite than what these kids like Sananda Fru were doing in Germany in the top league, getting paid $40,000, $50,000 or 40,000, 50,000 euros. It's very on par. It's the same thing. Like you can't hold off and say Fedor Zugic at Creighton, and I knew this was going to happen whenever they declared him eligible. You can't have those guys come over from Europe and treat the American guys like crap when they do the exact same thing. It's not how this should work. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and the gander wants to come back to school. So,
that's a
the
great
thing
point,
is
Tio.
if you're going to open it up in this manner, like people are getting paid, whatever. But like the thing is if they're inside their window and they're only getting paid necessary expenses, like I don't see the problem with them coming back. Where it's going to get tricky is where there's a couple of other players that are kind of fiddling around in the portal that their agents are working it a little bit, may or may not have played in the NBA preseason, and they're the ones asking, can I get back into school? That's where it's going to get slippery. But as far as these Ignite guys that are trying to come back, I have no problem because it's the exact same as these European kids are doing. Does that make sense?
I agree.
I
We
agree.
just
I agree.
completely went off Dagan's script.
No,
so it's like
no,
No,
that's
no.
okay.
I was so curious because we talked about Izzo complaining. He's like, you made a good point. He's mad about the G League guys, but Carolina's got a kid that played at the top league overseas. Like he was a pro, right? Like so,
a pro. Well, Fedor Zugic played
these dudes playing Euro. I was just gonna say I think that's a great point because I really didn't think about it like that, T.O. And just for the record, I don't think either or should really be allowed to play. I do think the European stuff is getting out of hand as well too, especially with those guys being over there and dudes that are playing in the top leagues, are playing in Euro Cup, playing Euro League, coming here and just being like, well, I'm gonna go there and go get 300,000-400,000. I thought you made a great point just saying like how you allow these guys to do it and then kind of just wipe the floor with the American guys as well too. But I mean, I'm against it just because I feel like it's a different lifestyle more than anything. And Henson, you'll be able to kind of speak for this, T.O. as well too. It's like when we were in college, it was a different set of rules. Like you had to go to class, you had to go do this and whatever other requirements you had to do. When you're playing overseas in a professional league, when you're even with the G League Ignite, you have different resources and a different schedule than these guys have. That's my biggest thing, is that we kind of move the needle as far as like what are the requirements, what are you doing, whether he's getting paid, whether he's not getting paid. I don't think that's the biggest issue. It's just like, man, these kids are required to get up and go to class every day. They got to go to study hall. They got to go to weight training. And during our time, we weren't getting paid anything, but that was just a lifestyle. But now you kind of throwing a monkey wrench in it with that and just saying like, well, they can go and be pros and do 2-a-days and just essentially no school and just be able to train and work out a lot of times if they're of age, obviously. But I think it's wrong for both. But I think you make a great point about that, just compared to the European guys, at least.
To kind of expand on that point too, it's like, when's the last time you've heard of anybody being academically ineligible? It doesn't happen. And here's like we've lost our way a little bit. And for all this to get fixed, the NCAA would have to have some spine and stand up to these lawsuits. I'm not bet. Hey, we're talking about buy, sell, hold. I'm selling that. Yeah. I'm freaking to get back on a point. Like they would need some spine to get this done. I'm selling. But I mean, my last point, Sam, and I'm sorry I knew this would happen.
Please.
As soon as we started talking about this, I knew it was going to happen. But like Tyson Ritter at Virginia, like played at Bilbao Basket in Spanish ACB. Not only were they in the ACB, They won the freaking Champions League. They won the Champions League in Greece last year, and he was their leading scorer.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And now he is considered a freshman at the University of Virginia. He's a freshman. And here's the thing. So what these guys are getting paid, at least, everybody's like, well, rev share is going to save the world. No, it's not. They're just going to have ancillary collectives that are not attached to the university. This is the easiest thing to get around. You want to talk about loopholes? It's ridiculous. He's never going to see the money. Excuse me. He's never going to see the money in Europe that he's going to make over the next 4 years. Book it. Like guys in Europe, there's a lot of bread and water contracts over there, boys. A lot of bread and water contracts. They're not touching $500,000.
Yeah,
not touching $500,000. Can we get back to buy, sell, hold? Dude, you got me fired up.
Also, the foreign kids. Hey, the foreign kids, do they not look so comfy out there? They look comfy out there, boy. They
just so comfortable and emotionless.
They look so comfy out there. Like the kid in Carolina. This is I'll let Luka
Bogovac.
When he got out there his first game, it looked like he had been in Carolina for 3 years. He was smooth, no butterflies in the ding dong. He was
John. They going from people in riot gear and throwing batteries at them to college. Like it's a walk in the park.
Yes, for sure. I swear they look so comfortable. Yeah. So it's funny, but.
Well, that was going to be too, and maybe we can touch upon this in the afters too when we get there. But like who's regulating all of this? Like all of these changes are all great that you guys all talked about. Maybe we can get the NCAA to buy in and chip in here. Like there's no regulation, there's no oversight here. So like this is really a path that's being paved as we speak this season, and we'll see how it all concludes. But yeah, I just don't know who's overseeing all of this stuff. Go ahead, Tio. Go ahead.
Don't be surprised if there's a guy who's played NBA games who comes back to college.
No way.
Makes an effort to come back to college. Don't be surprised. There is one player in particular. Just don't be surprised.
All right. We'll book that. We'll book that out, and then we'll come back to it when that comes to fruition. All right. Maybe we'll do one more buy, sell, or hold. Let's go Duke, BYU, and Arizona. Duke, BYU, and Arizona. Tio, I will let you have the honors with this one.
I think everybody's high on Arizona right now. All three I buy. Just for the record, I like all three.
This was tough.
Teams. But
it was tough.
Arizona's coming off the high of their big win over Florida. So you're selling Bitcoin high right now. It's going to fluctuate a lot. I'm trying to get out of it high right now. Just because those other two teams and where they're at currently, provided that they won that game, I'm going to go ahead and sell there because they're really high. BYU, I'm going to hold. I like their team. I like the pieces around the Debanza. I love. My goodness, I don't have it pulled up right now, and I'm having a brain fart of epic proportions. What's the big kid, 6'6", that can shoot the ball really well? He's returning. Grandpa invented tater tots or something. What's his name? Richie Saunders, right?
Richie Saunders, yeah.
My man loves the tots. My man loves the tots. Okay,
Who doesn't?
Probably the
Who
most
doesn't?
important thing of this whole thing. Loves tots. So I like the pieces. Debanza, Robert Wright, really nice team. How they fit together with Kevin Young and the type of offensive mind he is. I'm holding there. Buying Duke because I swear I was watching that Texas game and I felt like Texas was freaking winning. And then I look at the score bug and Duke's up 12. And then I think, Texas is making a run. Duke's still up 10. Oh, man, Cam Boozer he's having an off night. 0 for 7 in the first half. 15 and 13 on a bad night. Isaiah Evans. I'm just going to keep it. Hey, man, that team's dangerous, and they're inevitably going to be compared to last year's team. Inevitably. Last year's team I thought was an all-timer. Just didn't win at the end, whatever. But I'm buying this Duke team because there is so much in the tank with this team. Point guard issues permitting. They'll figure those out because they're going to be able to run a lot of action through Cam. This Duke team, because they just found a way to not only win, but convincingly win. And it didn't look all that pretty. And Duke, they typically win games pretty. They didn't win game pretty. They had to out-physical a team full of older dudes at Texas. And they made it happen. So I'm buying Duke.
All right, very good. Go ahead. I'll take the last one here. Kentucky, Louisville, Arkansas. Obviously, we had to put Kentucky and Arkansas in the same group for obvious reasons here. I'll go buy Louisville. I'm buying Kelsey in year 2. I'll sell Arkansas. Sorry, Coach Cal. I'm gonna hold on Kentucky just because of the Jaden Quaintance situation. When's he returning? I think that becomes a whole different kind of ball game there. And he can flip a game on his head if he wants to. So
That's a great
we'll
hold,
go ahead.
by the way. Great hold.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah.
hold. I mean, we're talking
I,
numbers. I like that.
I like that. I like that too. All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, we've got your weekend look ahead. Some of the game's highest profile teams going head to head. The guys will get you prepped with everything you need to know there. And then we'll do a little round of toasts, and we'll cap it off with the afters. All of that coming up next on the Field of 68.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. Would you be surprised to find out that the Field of 68 is home to more than 35 podcasts? More than 25 team-specific podcasts that are hosted by the people that know what fans want the most. The Goodman and Humble podcast, the DTF podcast, the A10 Insider podcast, and the Mountain West podcast. But wait, there's even more. The Field of 68 will be launching the ACC Insider podcast this year. Subscribe to this channel and come along for the ride. If you're not a member of the Field of 68's On3 community, make sure to go check us out. Get access to all of Jeff Goodman and Rob Doster's written content, including coaching carousel breakdowns, info on who is and isn't entering the transfer portal, insider recruiting information from none other than Joe Tipton, X's and O's analysis of all the teams in college basketball, and access to our message board community. A 7-day trial costs you $1. The Field of 68 On3. Get the scoop.
Welcome back to the Field of 68 After Dark, presented by BetMGM. To make up for the lack of marquee matchups this Wednesday and Thursday, we've got a packed slate coming up this weekend. Ranked on ranked matchups coming at you all weekend long. Let's start with the bluest of blue bloods going head-to-head. Kansas going on the road to play at North Carolina. Henson, Chapel Hill at the Smith Center. First time, I think, Kansas has ever gone to Chapel Hill to play in program history, but these two met in the Fog last year. Kansas came out on top of that one. It was a close one, 92-89, but neither of these teams had players named Darren Williams or Caleb Wilson on their respective teams. And so we'll start with you. I saw you tweeted out that you thought there hadn't been a better 4-minute stretch for a freshman debut in the history of Carolina basketball than Wilson had. Thoughts on this matchup?
For those first 4 minutes, I mean, there's 5 dunks. I mean, he was passing, he was distributing the ball. I mean, he looked like a pro out there. I love North Carolina in this matchup. Kansas is still trying to figure out, obviously they've got Peterson. He's the guy. Badunga is really good, but he struggled early. He had a really good game, but I don't think he's going to be a 20-point-a-night guy for them. So I think right now, early, I think Carolina takes this game. From a matchup perspective, Carolina had 5 guys in double figures. I don't know if they're going to start Luka. He just got cleared before the game, so that's why he was on the bench. Jaren Stevenson struggled kind of with the lineup, so I don't know if they're going to flip that. But in this matchup, I think you cut the head off the steak and you put Seth Trimble on Peterson and you pray. And if he can hold his own, I think Carolina wins this. And for my betting people, Carolina minus 1.5 lock. Y'all lock that in, man. Remember, just hit, lock that in.
Minus 1.5 lock.
Lock.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
we'll revisit this.
On a day that the stock market did not do well, we'll take the locks wherever we can get them. Go ahead, T.O.
I just feel like Darren Peterson going into that place. Those are shooters' rims in there. Like I remember when did you guys play Tennessee? What was it, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, and Dalton Knecht came in there and just cooked up everybody like some stir fry. Like there's dudes that can get loose in that gym now. No, I think Carolina wins this game at home. They can I just like the defensive versatility of the unit. Like Jaron Stevenson, Caleb Wilson, Vsar are all in the game at the same time. That's a massive 3-4-5. And I think the unsung hero of this North Carolina team is Kyan Evans. And I had him several times last year for Colorado State, and he's a guard that's willing to let the ball go. And they haven't really had that kind of guy in a while. Because what's happened the last few years is like RJ is going to take it up, dribble the air out of it. Elliot Cadeau is going to take it up, dribble the air out of it. Caleb Love is going to take it up, dribble the air out of it, and shoot it, like no matter what. And then before them, before him, it was Cole Anthony. So it was like they haven't had a guy that really lets go of the ball in some time. Kyan Evans lets go of the ball, pushes it up the side, and he's a plus shooter from three. I think he's a guy that kind of helps make some of these things clip because the ball has a little bit more energy with this Carolina team than Caleb Wilson flying all over the place is awesome. Like he is just so incredibly talented.
And T.O., they double teamed him off the catch, off the rip. I don't think teams are gonna do that. So I'm curious to see. Obviously, I don't think Kansas is gonna double team him off the jump. So I still think he's got some things to do in that mid range. You know, Hubert talked about it at Media Day. Like he's legit from the mid range as well, just making plays and off the dribble. So we didn't even get to kind of unlock that because they were double teaming off the catch like he was Shaq, Central Arkansas. So it's gonna be fun to watch him against a Kansas team, man.
Go ahead, Jerel.
I'm just happy to see John happy. Okay, look, he got some bigs. He got some bigs and shit, dog.
We had to pay for them boys. Look, man, like, listen, they're living good out there in Chapel Hill. We had to go pay for them.
My God, John's so happy, man. He like what he's seeing. I'm a roll with UNC in this, but I just leading back to your initial point, though, John. I am excited to see. And I'm making this match up because I'm anticipating this is gonna happen, obviously. But Darren Peterson versus Seth Trimble, and I think that'll be fun to watch in that kind of environment. These two teams, Peterson is the real deal, and I got no doubts in my mind about that. He's gonna be special, and just to see him actually get somebody with somewhat of a name attached to him. We all know Seth has been the best perimeter defender for them the last couple of years. We know he's tough, he's athletic, he's capable.
Dude, I would have been
older.
In the run. Hey, Jerel, I would have been in the run.
Hey,
John Henson wasn't walking through those doors over the last few years now. Like there wasn't a whole lot going on.
I think personally, you got to get the ball out of his. I watched that Kansas game. I mean, if he sees daylight. It's Christmas. It's draw. What is it?
You guys are going to think I'm nuts. You guys are going to think I'm nuts here. I'd put Caleb Wilson on him for a little bit. I'd switch it up. I'd go Seth Trimble. I'd put Caleb on him just to give him some different looks. Stevenson even for a possession or two, and then
it's hard to go. It's hard to go somebody small, man. It's hard. It's hard with his skill set. Like put a guy that's his size. No, yeah. I'm just saying like somebody that's his size or smaller. And I'm not talking about Wilson. I'm saying I agree with you, T.O. Like, I think you got to throw a little bit of length at him just to try to affect, like, because he's so pure with that pull up, man, and his skill set is like, you got to try to throw some different looks at him.
Two teams that have combined for more than 4,800 wins, 37 Final Fours, 10 championships, but Rock Chalk has won 5 in a row in this series. So we'll check out what happens. That's Friday.
That goes back to me,
Eastern
by the way.
Time.
So
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Really excited for this one. Alabama heading up to Madison Square Garden for the first time, believe it or not, since 2013 to take on the Fighting Rick Pitino's and St. John's. This will also be Alabama's first game against the Johnnies since Wimp Sanderson coached the Tide to a 69-68 NCAA tournament win back in March of 1982. Starting with you, Jerel, thoughts on this matchup tipping at high noon this Saturday.
Another interesting matchup for sure. I'm excited about this game as well too, but I got St. John's penciled in, and you know, the more I see these guys roster and see them play, man, they're going to be similar to last year's team, but they're bigger, they're better. They're a little bit more talented at every spot, in my opinion. I mean, the only drawback with a team like the Johnnies this year, again, is going to be just are they going to be able to stretch the floor and shoot the ball? But man, they got some absolute beasts from the wing position on up to the front court. So I think in this environment, Bama may be a little bit overmatched. They're going to have to rely on some of their young guys. They got a really good core of young guys as well too. So not to say that it's going to be just a talent thing, but I think experience wins out in this one.
Teal, you want me to go? Okay.
Yes.
We're going to see some
I'm
offense
say,
from St. John's this year, Henson. We're going to see some offense.
Maybe. I love their front court. Hopkins, Ejiofor, Dylan Mitchell actually looked a lot more confident. Tampa kid, I've watched him his whole life. He played on my AAU team, so I'm excited to see his growth and development. Walking into MSG on a weekend, playing St. John's is like walking into a hornet's nest. Like I don't see how Alabama comes out of there clean. I'm going to be honest with you. I love the team and I love what Alabama has on their roster, but these are the moments that St. John just, they live for. Like you come into the Garden, the nostalgia of it. I don't think Alabama's going to be too shocked. Obviously, they played at big stages, but I can't see it going well for Alabama this weekend. I think it'll be a coming out party for the Johnnies against those guys. Their roster is just is stacked. They've got every guy at every position. Ian Jackson looked better. I talked about him last show. Everyone tried to kill me, say he's not the guy. So I'm excited to see what happens, but I can't see Alabama coming out there clean. I'm going with the Johnnies.
Strength on strength in this matchup, Tio?
You said Ian Jackson wasn't the guy?
Well, no, I was like, hey, look, he struggled early. I said, listen, he's going to figure it out. And he looked like he kind of figured it out game one. I was on the team Ian Jackson. I got drilled last show.
You got to be on the floor to turn it into your show. I mean, he probably should have played more last year because when he was in the game last year, he was a dude. And that's let's be honest, too. That's why he's at St. John's right now.
For sure.
He's at St. John's right now because the minute situation was probably not what it needed.
I love him. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, I love the defensive ability of St. John's. It's a war of attrition when you play against the Johnnies and Rick Pitino. Anything Rick Pitino coaches, it looks like it's just miserable to play against. They're full court pressing the entire time. They have the athletes to do it. Dylan Mitchell, to me, was just a terrific ad and a perfect system fit kind of player for what they like to have at the 3-4 spot. Bryce Hopkins, only 8 points in the first. But I'm really excited to see this team carry through. They shot the ball well in their first game, but it's like defensively, this team has real potential provided that they really buy in. But offensively, there's just so many weapons. Are you willing to share the sugar? And so far, I think they're going to. And to be honest with you, I was thinking back to Rick Pitino's teams at Louisville. Even when they had Peyton Siva and Russ Smith, those dudes were more buckets than they were pure point guards. So it's not like in the pure point guard that Rick Pitino signed, Edgar Sosa, all those years ago, he didn't really have any success under Rick Pitino because he wasn't really a scoring point guard. He had an okay career. He was just okay. But Pitino's best teams are when he has multiple ball handlers that are go get a bucket type guys. So I think it's going to be tough. Alabama's obviously going to be good. I think, like you said, it's going to be a hornet's nest up there at MSG, and the beverages will be flowing up there at that point. It's going to be fun.
They certainly will be. And in many ways, St. John's best offense is their defense in a lot of ways. But top 15 showdown there, noon Eastern on FS1. All right, later on that Saturday night, Coach Cal and the Razorbacks heading up to the Breslin Center where they will square off against Sparty and Coach Izzo. A lot of so many good storylines in this game, but among them are going to be Darius Acuff returning back to his home state. He has not played in his home state since that state championship game his sophomore year. Obviously finished his high school career over at IMG. This is going to be a physical game on both sides, Jerel.
Yeah, absolutely. And you better believe that Acuff is gonna be he's gonna be jacked up to get back up there and play in front of his folks. He's a Michigan kid through and through. I know he loves the state. He's gonna have a ton of people that see him.
He's such a Michigan kid, he left him.
well, that happened after sophomore year, and I'm sure that was probably for other reasons as well, T.O. But
T.O. it's nice down here,
you
man.
know,
IMG
he's
nice down
a
here.
homer, man. It's hard. It's hard. Have you seen that campus?
IMG?
Oh yeah,
man, hard to turn down, T.O.
Hard to turn down.
It's cold in Michigan.
Yeah, it is. But
sounds like he's IMG through and through. Is what it sounds like. He's IMG.
That's right. That's right.
It'll be a fun game. I'm taking Arkansas. They're gonna be an interesting team this year. Another team that's got kind of a blend of young and old guys. Obviously with the returners like Brazil, but you add in kids like Acuff, Malik Thomas, those kind of guys. They're really talented, man. They're just about every position. Michigan State has some returning guys, a little bit older, some guys that were there last year when they had a really good year as well. Two are going to take a big step forward, but I'm going with Arkansas on this one. I think just going throughout this year, I think they're going to put up a certain number of points night in, night out, where teams are going to have to make sure that they produce a certain amount of offense to be able to beat the Razorbacks this year. So I'm going to take them in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if Knox is going to play. I think he's hurt. College basketball, I mean, they shroud their injuries in mystery. It's crazy. But
they've got more trainers now than they've ever had. They have 2 staff members per player, and these dudes are sitting out games.
Yeah, and then Malik Ewing's coming off the bench. That blew my mind. I called a few games last year, and I called a couple Florida State. He is so good. He is so good. So him coming off the bench just blew my mind. It lets me know the depth that they have. I think Arkansas rolls. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Arkansas rolls. I think Cal's is primed for kind of a breakout season. He's got the talent. He's got the size. And a kid like Malik Ewing coming off the bench, like I said, if he's the guy that's coming in off the bench playing against second unit guys, they're going to be a tough team.
Yeah. All right. We will go ahead, Tio. You got something on this game?
I think this game's sponsored by the AARP with these coaches. I think there's a combined age total of $136. Them dudes are old now. Them dudes are old, so they're gonna have.
They got money though. They got money though, Tio. Yeah.
They're both down there on their yachts.
Yeah, they are.
I think. Where's the game at again? Sorry. The game's in. It's at the Breslin, dude. Give me Michigan State, dude. You guys lost your mind. You got young guards that have never played a game in front of that type of situation. I'm going Michigan State, and it's not because I think Arkansas will be a better team in February, but give me Michigan State, man. That you can talk about a hornet's nest, and they have tough guards that can defend too. Like Darius Acuff, who they played first game, they played Southern. All the respect in the world to Southern. It ain't Michigan State dudes getting in front of you and getting in stance.
That's
so,
true.
I know Malik Thomas,
they got some dogs.
Darius Acuff, the pig of all Razorbacks, he's going to get it. He's going to look for a shot. Breslin Center's a different spot, different place. I'm going Michigan State.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tio. Never sleep on Breslin there. All right, we'll get to Indiana and Jerel's Marquette Golden Eagles in the afters here. But let's get to our toasts. A lot more exciting games, again, we could not get to. But again, stay tuned. After we are done here for some of the afters, we'll get your reactions. But let's get to our toasts. Who wants to start? Anybody got a toast that they're fired up about tonight on this Thursday night? Henson, you got one? No,
It's not much of toast. It's a pretty sketchy slate we had
sketchy
tonight.
slate.
But I'm gonna toast Louisville averaging 105 to 2 games. I mean, I don't care who you're playing. It's tough to put up 105 points. They look like they're rolling. They look like they are going to be a hell of a squad early on. So I'm gonna toast to the Cardinals for, you know, exceeding expectations, even though they were already high and they're not really playing anyone.
You guys see Northwood University today? See what they did? The old Division II school picked to finish 11th in the Great Midwest Conference. They went on the road, earned a win against Western Michigan tonight. Got to feel pretty good on that bus ride home. So I will give a nice toast to Northwood University, Division II school there.
I
Respect.
What you got, Jerel?
I gotta give mine, and this is a good one. Mercyhurst took down Loyola. I think 27 points. Bernie Blunt the third. I think he shot
Bernie
like
Blunt.
17 free throws, something like that, baby.
Hey, somebody didn't do their scouting report. Bernie Blunt the third's a dude now.
That's right.
Yeah, Bernie burnt somebody up tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Love that name.
Toast to the night.
Toast.
I like it. You know who I'm toasting to, gentlemen? Not just one team, not just Bernie Blunt, not just Louisville. I'm toasting every team in KenPom that's ranked below 275 that's just collecting checks. I'm toasting to every Division II school that's putting up a fight, and they're paying for the rest of their season. They're paying for every bus ride, so they're not taking 2 passenger vans to away games. I'm toasting to those teams. Collect your check, take your butt on home, get ready for your season, because there's only one team from your league that'll go to the NCAA tournament. And these butt whippings that you're taking is keeping your program afloat. Cheers to you guys, 275 and below.
Could not have said it better myself, but we unfortunately are out of time here on this edition of After Dark presented by BetMGM. Stick around after the show is done. We'll get your comments in the afters as well as that Indiana and Marquette game. But in the meantime, for T.O., Jerel, John, I'm Sam Ravech. We'll catch you next time. Let's get to the afters.
We're live. It's the afters. Hit the chat.
I'm not getting close to any bear.
My career high on the court is 28.
All right. Welcome to the afters. This is where things get a little wild. Is this what I'm told? Things get a little wild in the afters. This is my first show, so I mean, this is we just kind of let loose a little bit for 5-10 minutes.
This is where Tyler Hansborough tells us whether or not he could wrestle a bear. Like this.
Right. Or Rob,
so we get that kind of information.
Yeah.
I know Rob's listening. Hopefully Carolina doesn't get DP'd this weekend, so we'll see what happens.
Let's we'll get to some of the comments. Let's hit on this Indiana game against Marquette. I think it's really interesting too. Coach DeVries taking the Hoosiers on the road. This game's in Chicago, right, Jerel? Sunday, 1 p.m. in Chicago. Thoughts on this one?
Yes, a big game. I'm actually looking forward to it. Well, I kind of call it the battle. Almost like an unknown. Obviously, there's been a lot of buzz around it. Coach DeVries taking over in this first year. A lot of turnover with the roster, essentially an entire new team. Some carryover for guys that he had with him, with his son and Tucker, and a couple other really good pieces. Guys like Lamar Wilkinson, Reed Bailey. Will be major contributors. And then Marquette, again, another quiet off season. So, we spend a whole lot of time with nobody really talking about us because we kind of developing from within. So just be on the lookout for, obviously, guys like Chase Ross. He's off to a hot start, averaging like 20 points almost through the first 2 games. The return of Sean Jones, which I'm really excited for. I'm sure a lot of people don't remember because it's been so long, but man, one of the most exciting guards in college basketball, one of the fastest guards in college basketball. They got a young freshman down there who's going to kind of pair with him well, and Nigel James. Caden Hamlin had a really big summer, and Zay Lowry is going to be a name to look out for a guy that's going to take another big step for Marquette this upcoming year. But I think it'll be cool. You got Bloomington, you got Milwaukee. Throw everybody in, meet in the middle at the United Center in the house that Jordan built. What can go wrong, man? It should be a fun game. I'm taking Marquette, of course.
No doubt there. No doubt.
I'm squad riding. Listen, I'm taking the fighting Shaka Smarts. I'll take that.
I appreciate that, John.
How
You
we
know
feel
what I
about the
love?
Big Ten this year, Tio? How we feel about the Big Ten this year? I mean,
That's
you
never
can
a good
finish your
question to
point.
ask me, Ravech. Never a good question
Well,
to ask me when I
it
think
is.
about the Big Ten.
It's a great question. It's a great question. You got the Michigans in there. You got much improved Michigan State. Wisconsin's ranked in the top 25. I mean, come on now.
No. Big Ten's good. Now, here's what I love so much too about basketball fans in Indiana, because it's a different deal up there now. Like, it's
Sure
cold,
is.
you're inside, it's flat, so in the summer you actually have good basketball courts to shoot on. Like, love the state of Indiana, love it. My favorite thing on Twitter over the first game of the DeVries era is the fact that they are ranting and raving about the ball movement. They haven't seen ball movement since what, 2 coaches ago? Like, this is the first time
The
they're
ball.
actually finding open threes.
That is so funny.
What's that? Am I wrong?
No.
Like,
They
No, I
look-
just think it's
they look-
it's
they look
hilarious.
Like, I don't, no disrespect, but they looked like a competent college basketball team. Like, they looked.
Yeah, and that's
It's amazing
that's
what a
sad
good
to
coach
say,
will
though.
do. You know what I
Yeah,
like
that's
too
sad
is
to
like
say.
the athletic director up there has done a nice job, but because you know what he did, he's like, well, the times are changing. I'm just going to hire a freaking ball coach. Did it for football. Look where that's at. They're doing it for basketball. Look where it's going.
Yeah.
And like they're shooting the ball well. You know, there's going to be challenges for them defensively at times. I just feel like, man, offensively, Indiana's a handful. And man, if the ball movement and the offensive execution isn't appreciated by the Hoosier faithful, because like it is just a different level on game one, complete 180 from what it's been under Mike Woodson, who knows like whose idea that was. Like, wasn't a good one. So, but now that I think they made the right hire, and I think it's gonna go well. The ball's gonna pop, and they're gonna find open shots, and they've got guys who can make them.
Shows you what happens when you don't try to win the press conference, right? I mean, you try to just go out and get a ball coach. That's
just get a ball
can,
coach. And if you looked at like who the other people who were involved with that job, all ball coaches.
Yeah,
Beard, ball coach. Brownell, ball coach. DeVries, ball coach. You know what I mean? Like, so it was a little bit different. Like, they weren't trying to swing for the fences. They were trying to get the right guy for the right job. And provided that Indiana has fantastic NIL. Say, I made a mistake a couple of years ago. I said Indiana doesn't have good NIL. I was wrong. Fantastic NIL. And now you have the coach that can pick and choose who he wants to come to Bloomington, and they are going to be dangerous. I do think they're going to have some defensive issues. But Indiana, if they're not back, they're on their way. It's hard for me to pick against Marquette because I love Shaka and I love that whole staff, but I'm picking Indiana in this one because I just feel like all the junk defenses that Shaka likes to throw, you got shooters in the back of those junk defenses. They're going to be able to find shots early in the clock. I think DeVries is going to let them fly. And I played for Shaka, so it hurts me to say it, but it's like I think I'm going to go Indiana on this one.
Listen, I'll tell you what, DeVries better turn that thing around because he got about 2 more years. Signetti might have that about football school. He might flip the script.
There's no money left. Well, Mark Cuban's got money.
That's right.
They got money.
They got money. They're burning a hole in my man's pocket.
Yeah,
he got a bag out there. I said, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dagan, we got a couple of questions in the chat here for the fellas.
Yes, sir. We'll do 2 quick questions here, fellas, and then we'll head to bed. Henson, you kind of mentioned it. Louisville, big win again tonight. They have played nobody in their first 2 games. No offense to South Carolina State or Jackson State.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on the Cardinals as we head into their big matchup with Kentucky next week?
I mean, they've got the bodies prior. McNeal, Michelob Brown. I mean, they've got the bodies, they've got the talent, and he's implemented his style of play. I love watching him play. I know T.O. you did the Louisville game, right?
Yeah, I did the first one.
So I'm curious to see what you saw in person and what you think about them.
The most alarming thing, and it doesn't really pick up on TV like I think it quite does in person, is like the collective size of that unit. Like Sananda Fru's huge. Like even Zougaris, the Greek kid, who's the third big off the bench right now before Case and Pryor gets back. That dude's chiseled out of stone, man. Like massive. Ali Khalifa, like
Yeah.
we talk about the guards and the transfer guards. They all shot at least 41% from three last year. Conwell, McNeely, Woolley. They're fantastic. But the versatility and how you can attack a defense depending on what five-man is in the game is what really intrigues me a lot about this team. Because you want a lob threat, a guy who can pick and roll, and you need kind of a vertical spacer. Frew is that guy. You have Ali Khalifa. You want somebody who can pull out a big man, and you want to be able to spray it around and pass, hit back doors. He can be that guy. If you need somebody to just go out there and damn near hurt somebody and put them in the basket, Zugris can be that guy. And then once Kason Pryor comes back, he can play some five as well because he's put on another 15 pounds in his upper body. Like they are big, man. Like that was the biggest thing that stood out to me. Like Ryan Conwell looks like a linebacker. Like Isaac McNeely, he has never gotten easier looks. When I did a game for him, Virginia last year, like he's coming off pin downs, he's coming off floppies, and he's having to set his feet, fire away, balance, and then like some of these are like turning back to the rim, and like because of that, like the degree of difficulty, people don't realize this. Like those are really hard shots. Man, I think he shot 7 threes in the first 25 minutes against SC State, and a little bit was them pressuring. He's stepping right into them. He's never worked less for shots.
Catch and shoots.
Yeah, and never mind the kid that's going to go in the top 5, Michael Brown Jr., or I think he's top 5 to 7. Like, man, it loaded to the brim with talent. Like, there's going to be some freshman growing pains, but the good news is you can rely on some of these bigger bodies, that some of these more mature bodies, like Ryan Conwell to bring it up, like Adrian Woolley to bring it up, to kind of help crutch him along. But man, like, the team's impressive. It's impressive.
Was that where my guy Mo Williams wore that denim jacket at TL?
No, that was Jack. Did he wear denim again?
Did he do that again? No, I know he did it in their first game. They've been on my guy Bumper about the denim with the hoodie underneath. I thought he was smooth, John. I thought I said okay.
I thought it looked good too.
I like it. Yeah,
too far. It said it was too far. It had to be because it was denim. It was just because it was denim.
Listen, it's about the team, man. You don't want to overshadow the team, man. Come on, man.
Dude, he had a nice
hat on. I think he had on the G-Shock. It was a G-Shock, I think.
Man, he had a G-Shock covered in diamonds. My man.
Oh yeah, it was
G-Shock covered
in diamonds. He looked smooth to me.
Like when I was in college, a G-Shock covered in diamonds. That thing, he had to dust that thing off. They don't even make those no more.
Hey man, he's an old head now. There's no doubt he's wearing it. There's no doubt. My man was wearing a Canadian tuxedo coaching his team, boys. Like that's what
whatever works.
Man went full in. I respect it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Whatever works. All right, Dago, we got one more.
Yes, we got one more. We're going to talk about the other team tonight that played, the other ranked team that played tonight. Iowa State again has opened the season with Fairleigh Dickinson and then Grambling. But your thoughts on the Cyclones?
It's just good to see this team healthy, right? To start the year with Taman, with Momcilovic. This team was injured a lot last year. It hampered them down the stretch. Right?
Them dudes will guard.
Yeah.
Them dudes will guard, man. Like, it ain't going to be all that fun to watch. Them dudes will guard.
Yeah, for sure.
And they got to live in Iowa. That sucks.
Well, they were picked to finish 5th in the preseason polls. TJ Otzelberger's crew is always undervalued in a good conference, but 5th?
They lost some pieces too, though.
Yeah,
they lost a couple. I mean, they were damn good last year when they were whole healthy. So you know, it's a bit of a wait and see game. They got a couple of the guys back, but they lost some pieces. I'm not sure it's gonna look exactly the same as last year, but off to a promising start at least.
No fun in Iowa if you ain't winning. I'll tell you that.
Because you're living
Ames,
in Iowa.
Iowa, babe. Ames, Iowa.
Living in Iowa.
Really interesting. Go ahead,
Their
Tio.
big three are pretty good. Their big three. You know, Josh Jefferson's a good player. Taman Lipsey's a good player. Momcilovic's a good player. And I say all this in jest. I lived in Iowa. I've never been colder than when I lived in Iowa. But that's beside the point. I've already told that story. That place, as a home court venue, is incredible. Like, it is absolutely incredible. If you haven't gone, I wouldn't recommend going, but I would consider it. It's like, that place is freezing. It's so cold, man. It's so cold. But no, it's a great spot. I think they're fine. I think they're going to win a ton of games because they're just tougher than you. How's that?
I'll take it. Take the analysis. Interesting non-con for the Cyclones. I know the Field of 68 crew was just in Sioux Falls, I believe. They play Mississippi State in Sioux Falls on Monday, and then they'll play two of the better Big East teams in the Players Era Championship over the Thanksgiving holiday. So we'll find out a little bit more about this Iowa
Purdue.
State team. But
Purdue in December.
yeah,
Sioux Falls. We had a preseason game in Sioux Falls. It's worse. It was a bad experience. Shout out Sioux Falls.
we are hammering Iowa and Sioux Falls right now in the afters. They're just getting
It's cold. Hey,
flamed on.
it's cold.
They had a
It's
good
cold in the
steakhouse. They had a
plains,
good
gentlemen.
steakhouse
It's
out
cold in
there.
the plains.
It sure is.
That wind goes
Sure
straight
is.
through you to the next person. It's so damn cold. My dog. When I tried to take my dog out, I was like, no. My dog said no.
That's when you know. That's when you know you got to go right back.
My dog was like, "Nah, I'll hold it." That's how cold it was.
Well, we'll hold it till next time. Really appreciate you guys having me on here. It's been a pleasure. I think we are officially out of time, so we'll see you next time with Field 68 after.